everybody? Welcome back to the cabin. Welcome back to Commonwealth. Flipper, you know, I've been getting quite a bit of advice lately, both solicited advice and unsolicited advice from inside the YouTube world, inside the eBay world, and even inside the education world, which I used to be a part of. And I think it's kind of interesting. You know, there's been a lot of negative news around reselling lately in certain pockets of the community. It seems like there's not a whole lot of optimism going on. So there's been some suggestions made. Plus I have an apology that I have to make. I'll make it somewhere towards the end of the video. And I have 30 things headed out of here. No, I don't. 28 things headed out of here for $667.47. Let's take a look. First order is going to blow a lot of people's minds out there, but it's not going to blow mine. Here it is right here. And some of you may know exactly what that is because you saw me pick it up, or maybe you've sold it before. It's a piece of cardboard. But this is the, I don't know, what are you going to call it? Decoration, I guess? I don't know. For the inside of Castle Grayskull, one of the little cardboard pieces that is inside of it. $21.80 for this, plus shipping. Now I'm going to call that conservatively an $18, let's see, what am I going to call it? Just cardboard, Castle Grayskull, whoops, Castle Grayskull. I have terrible, whoop, I have terrible writing, obviously. That brings us to $708 so far on the I Have power sale. Haven't listed any records, I think, in a day or two. I got to get back on that. $22.50 on auction for this Purple Rain. I don't suggest doing auctions, but in this case, it made sense for us. And that one sold for $22.50 plus shipping. We do have, I mean, since we're doing records again, people ask, and I don't think SupplyHut carries them, y'all, so I have a link down below if you want to grab those. I also have a video. There's other products as well that I use in order to pack them depending on the cost. And I have a video, you can go check it out. Philip bought that one, and Philip, I'm 99% sure you're a viewer. Right back at it here. Judas Priest. This is a pretty cool looking cover. $13.50. Let me double check. Yep, that's right. $13.50 plus shipping on that one right there. And you know, I do build in cost because those record boxes, and if it's an expensive one, the cardboard, and then the extra sleeves, and then the plastic sleeve on top. Well, if you've seen my record shipping video, you know what I'm talking about. There's a little bit of cost involved. So I actually charge $4.20 to ship it out, $4.25, I think, something like that. And it covers the cost of the box. And I usually use bubble wrap, American Bubble Boy bubble wrap, in order to do it instead, you know, 2 little sheets, instead of using the cardboard cuts, because it's cheaper that way. But if it's an expensive record, we'll do it that way. And you know, it just kind of makes a little bit of that money back, and the rest you got to make on the sale. Next one is a Winnie the Pooh crib tie-on plush toy. Here it is right here. It's got that little tie-on in the back, so it ties onto the crib. And that one sold, I think I paid $1 for it. It sold for $9 plus shipping, so there's a little bit of profit. Picked these right here up the day after FlipCon at a yard sale. These aluminum salt and pepper shakers. I'm pretty sure that's where I got it. Reed, Houston, Texas. And you know, you could take, I didn't do it, but butcher block oil would do really well on these tops, I think. Pretty sure. And I don't know, maybe they wouldn't, but if I were to really try to spruce them up, make them look great, which I didn't, I just wiped them down, that's what I would use. These, I picked them up for $1. They sold for $19 plus shipping. They're pretty cool. And this one went to a viewer. I like this message, so I'm going to read it to you really quick. Hi, Kevin. Repeat customer, avid viewer, watch all your videos on both the Picker and Flipper channels, but I've only watched the Trash to Cash podcast once. It's just not for me. Well, Jared, thank you for the purchase. It's really not for me either. I just, you know, I feel bad for Carrie and Dave, and I want to help them out a little bit. So, you know, that's why I do it. I'm kidding. I have a good time over there. It's just a different format, and I don't do live shows, and I really don't appear on any other folks' shows. So it just is something a little different for me. He says he's not a reseller. He just thinks that we have a great eye for stuff here. and he enjoys watching the process. Well, thank you, Jared. I really do appreciate it. And he says, give Pepper a treat for me. So if Pepper scratches at the door, the next treat's from you. Thanks. All right, y'all, if you watch this channel all the time, you know I've done a few videos lately that if you just look at the title and the thumbnail, they look negative, right? Goodwill is the enemy, and what else? Well, I did another one. eBay should fix this or something like that. And then I did one that had inflation across the top. But if you watch the show, you know that I'm usually not a negative person at all. I usually look on the brighter side of life. I always look at the glass that's half full. But at the same time, I'm not Pollyanna about this stuff. I kind of like to look at the world through, you know, a lens that'll give you a pretty good perspective as to where I'm at, you know, where people are at, where things are going, so that I can prepare, I can be ahead of the game. Well, I've got a lot of comments lately. When you put out video titles like that, it encourages people, of course, that's kind of the point on YouTube, right? To make comments, and I've had a few messages that they send directly to me, and I don't even come close to reading them all. There's just so many, which has to do with something I want to talk about later. But if I'm going through the messages, I'm going to find some of these, and one of them was begging me, was pleading with me to give up this pipe dream of reselling full-time and go back to school and to get the benefits and to get the retirement and the pension, and how foolish I am, and you can't make a living selling $5 items on eBay. And then I had some people in my personal life, they weren't nearly as dramatic as that, but asked questions and were, you know, how is this affecting you? You know, how is eBay going to do if this goes down, or if inflation continues, or the shipping costs are going up? I've got to quit eBay. And I see that stuff all the time. I'm done with eBay. I can't do eBay anymore because Goodwill is cheating me, and that's not what the point of any of those videos were. If you watch them, I'm positive I actually think that resellers and reselling is not on the decline. It's actually getting better. And if there's a lot of people out there who think like these people think and send the messages that they've sent to me, it's even better for the rest of us that stick it out and love the freedom that reselling gives us. Now, I might talk about this as I pull some of the next orders, but I'll do one more thing really quick and just reiterate the fact that I do make more money. I don't talk about numbers often, but I do make more reselling money than I did as a full-time high school history teacher. I make more in profit, and that is including the benefits and the money sent into retirement and a pension. I still do better than all of that combined with reselling. And yes, I do that selling predominantly, you know, $20-ish items, sometimes a lot more and sometimes a little less. Like this one right here, the Grateful Dead movie. Just picked this up. This video just came out on the Commonwealth Picker channel, and a lot of videos I paid 30 bucks for. And so this one will get about 5 of those dollars back right there in just one movie. And there were tons of them, and a lot of them are going to end up in the antique booth, but there was a lot of sellable stuff in there for sure. And yes, the naysayers will say that you have so many viewer sales, and it is very true, and I'm definitely aware of that fact. But I do also believe that even if I didn't have the viewer sales, the time I would save by not having the YouTube side of it, I could ramp up sales. I could get, you know, connections. I could do all kinds of different things. I could sell higher priced items if I had to be a full-time reseller. But there is no doubt about it. It is certainly easier to resell this kind of stuff in here because I am on YouTube. But I still want to make the point that this is, it's an actual option for some people, especially for some people who have a spouse outside the home who take care of those benefits, who are making significant income, and the other person doesn't want to go outside the house. Maybe you're taking care of kids. Maybe you're taking care of your own parents. You know, maybe there's some reason that it's just easier for you to stay at home. You can make, if it's $10,000 a year, if it's 20, if it's 30, if it's $50,000 a year, it is doable. I'm not going to say that you can do what I do in here without a YouTube channel and make $100,000 a year. Not this way, not this model. But $50,000 is definitely doable if you know what you're doing and you're smart about it. Here is a perfect example right here. So, and I'm not telling people to use my model. I'm telling people that this isn't the model if you're trying to make a full-time living, but it is possible. Just think of the money here. So this is $7.95 plus shipping, which is one of the lowest price ones in here. There's some upwards of 20, but there's some, you know, around 6 too. But my wife came in here and she did all of this work, the pictures and the listings, in probably 3 hours, probably another hour or a little bit more. Let's say total all in 4, maybe 5 hours max. There's about $275 in profit here. You know, 60 bucks an hour, somewhere around there, right? It's not amazing money, but it isn't bad. That's for sure. And it's possible, right? I mean, 60 bucks an hour, I didn't make that teaching, I promise you. Now here's another ornament here, but this one went out for $15, free shipping. That's another topic we got to get into after I mentioned that on the last video. But think of it as like $11 plus shipping. So there's a little bit more money in an ornament like this. So, you know, it's definitely worth it. At least it's worth it to me. And this one went to a viewer, and about 40% of our sales lately, which is a crazy number, are going to viewers. So I'm not lost on that either. Hey, Kevin, Zachary, the Side Hustle Preacher here. Hello, how you doing? Enjoy your videos and your interesting comments on Discord. Very cool. He's in our Discord over there, from Trash to Cash, if you're familiar with that. He says he finally posted his first video on YouTube, which is something else we need to talk about as it relates to reselling for me. I really enjoy reselling. I used to resell Pez dispensers in the 1990s when I was a teenager, when payment was sent in check form. I definitely remember that. And I've been doing this a long, long time, y'all. I used to get cash sometimes. They'd send me cash in an envelope. And I definitely got cashier's checks and money orders and actual checks as well. I'll show you a little closer look. It's Marvin the Martian, which is really a cool character. I like that one. And he just said, it's nice to see some ethics in reselling. And let me just say this. I think you were the one who asked me if it was okay to ship a board game media mail. So I don't know about your... I'm just teasing you. All right, so listen, Side Hustle Preacher, right? And so a lot of people are out there. There are actually a very small percentage of eBay resellers who are full-time. I don't want to guess what that number is, but just asking people who watch this show, if you're a full-time reseller or a part-time reseller, it's certainly around, it's no more than 10% max that are full-time resellers. And make no mistake about it, I would not have made the leap. I'm 99% certain I would have. I wanted to. I tried to figure out ways to make it work. It was the social media aspect of it and the money that came in from there that made it a possibility for me. But you know what? In some senses, we were doing it anyways. I was out there working at school, and my wife was doing a lot of the reselling here for us because she was home. So in that sense, you could call her a full-time reseller. Now, we were doing it together, but we've been doing it for a long time. And to be honest, we wouldn't have been able to make ends meet without reselling for decades, because it was my income as a teacher, and that was it. So this is a pretty cool one right here. Picked this up for $1. Actually, no, I picked this up for $0.25 at that sale that they weren't going to let us in down there in Greenville. They're like, we're not open yet. You know, it was like 15 minutes before they opened. And then we got out of the car and he recognized us and he's like, but it is open for you. I'm like, oh, geez, this isn't a good look. But we went anyways. He was super nice. $0.25 for that. Sold for $10, free shipping. Free shipping. But this thing's going to go out in a poly bag. Super cheap to ship it. There you go. 4-ounce rate. And it's going to be a tiny bit in fees. We're probably going to make, well, right around $5 on that, actually. Just realized that is to Danny. That's to a viewer. It's to Pickwell Resellers. Very nice of you to drop by, Danny. We appreciate it. He says, hey, hope all is well, and hopefully your sales are on fire. They are, actually. I got to tell you. And I don't, you know, a lot of people get mad at me when I say that because of the viewer sales and whatnot. But let me tell you, we've been home. We've been shutting this store down for 3 days a week for quite a while because we've been on the road doing sales and Garage Sale Nation stuff and Trash to Cash stuff and all kinds of stuff. But we finally settled down a little bit. Been listing like crazy, selling like crazy. It's a combination of that and Q4 and viewer sales. Everything's flying out of here. We're doing extra videos a week. I mean, today we're 30 sales. Every day this week's been over 30 sales. It's been awesome. So thank you, Danny. I'm making videos again, finally. So that's the name of his channel, by the way, y'all. Pickwell Resellers. I'll try and put it up right here. Finally. I hope you're doing well, by the way. I know you had a couple of issues, and I hope you're over that. I'd love to get some American Bubble Boy Bubble Bucks, for sure. I'll be buying a bunch shortly, so why not save a little bit of money? Take care. Danny, I appreciate it. Turner's here. Uh-oh. You got an update?
Yeah.
All right, what is it? Is that on the football game?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be back in just a second. All right, Turner, you're not going to do a sale today. I'm going to do something a little different because we had a viewer when we were at FlipCon give me something to give to you. This is from Sassy Granny. Sassy Granny. That's Stephanie. And she says that this is for you. Check it out. It's a baseball ornament for the Kansas City Royals, which I have never said this little secret here, but I kind of worked part-time for the Kansas City Royals for just a little while, and my brother worked full-time for the Kansas City Royals. Now he works for a different team, but
he works for the Rays.
Yes, right? He does. Yeah. You got it. Okay, so this right here, Raised Royal, was a gift to you, and it's because you do the Christmas tree every year, and everybody sends us Christmas ornaments, and that was your idea a few years ago. And so I wanted to tell everybody this year, too, if there's a particular ornament you want Turner to put on the Christmas tree this year, we have one for inside, and then we have one that goes right over there where Chewbacca is, right? Mm-hmm. And then we're going to have one outside in the supply hut this year as well. So we have a whole nother tree to decorate, and that'll be one of the first ornaments on there. And that was Turner's idea a few years ago, so we wanted to mention that to you. The P.O. box is below. Don't spend too much money, y'all. It's just something fun if you want Turner to put up your ornament on the tree. So thank you, and will you tell Stephanie thank you?
Thank you, Stephanie.
Whenever I see Hokey Bird plush, which I see a little bit every once in a while around here, I pick them up because they sell. Not for a lot, but a little bit. So you pick it up for $1, maybe $2, and this one sold for $15 plus shipping. Had a viewer sale here. This one went out to Donna. A couple of banners. I had to dig out of my Auburn bin back there. This one's pretty cool right here. And I paid up for this because it's brand new, right? It actually probably could have sold for more than this. $14 plus shipping. Paid $5 for it, which is more than I like to pay, but I couldn't leave it there because I knew there's a little profit and somebody would want it. And then $12 plus shipping on this one. So we're probably into these total for $6, $7 at the very most. And they're going out of here for $26. So, you know, it's probably around a $17, am I doing my math right? $17 profit on selling both of those right there. And the obligatory ET pin here. And this one is a Gertie pin, meaning Drew Barrymore. That's it right there. And I think, because she was probably the age I was in the movie when I saw the movie, which means she's probably a year, maybe 2 older than me. So I'd put her at, 46-ish, 47. Because, obviously the movie didn't come out. Probably came out a year after it was made. So I'm guessing she's 46 or 7. And so this is my childhood for sure. Absolutely love these pins. $6 plus shipping. And as is the case more than 50% of the time on these, it went to a viewer. Y'all can tell me in the comments how old Drew Barrymore is. I almost looked it up, and I'm like, I'll wait. Y'all can tell me. Hey, Kevin, my name is Andrew. I had to come back and get another one of these pins from my wife, Rebecca. He says she wears them on her healthcare work badge. We are huge fans. We follow all of your channels, including Trash to Cash. Well, then you must be a fan, because thank you. We have a store on Mercari called Becca Collects, BECCA Collects apostrophe. We have tons of vintage finds. Thank you for all your inspiration. Hey, we appreciate it. Thank you, Andrew and Becca. I appreciate it. Hey, sold a Care Bear, and this is a big one. Was it Good Luck Bear? And that, I'll have to check the year out on that one, because that's a pretty good size one right there. Kenner, 1983. There you go. That big old guy sold for $22 plus shipping. I love that one, the wink and everything. And that's the same era, right? 1983, as you're looking at here. So, what are we saying these are? 82 or 83? I always forget for some reason. I think it's 82. Anyway, pretty much the same era. And then Pound Puppies not too long after, but my Pound Puppies haven't sold. I think we have them overpriced. I'll have to go in and look. I think Blue Ridge Mama priced those. Y'all want a Pound Puppy? Send me an offer. I'll send you a Pound Puppy. At any rate. So that's a pretty cool sale. $22 plus shipping. And a lot of times these go to viewers. I didn't see a message on the purchase, but if you are a viewer, thank you. And while that one might or might not have been a viewer, this one definitely is. Sold a hat out of the hat bin. The Virgin Islands hat bin. Cincinnati Reds, black hat, size 7. It was a tougher size to sell at a size 7, so it took a little while longer, but it did sell. No tip of the cap to Cincinnati Picker. Hey, speaking of, when I was down in Greenville at the Prison of Profit convention, I got John to sign a hat so that, you know, who knows when I'll see him next. Super amazing guy, by the way. Super, super nice guy. If you don't know John, you're missing out. He's one of the OGs. And I got him to sign that hat because at 1,000 subscribers on Commonwealth Picker, we gave away a signed Cincinnati Picker hat. That seems like ages ago. I'm like, you know what? Someday, if we're fortunate enough, we might hit 100,000 on the Picker channel. And we're going to give away a Cincinnati Picker hat. $14 for this one, plus shipping. And since we're talking about John, just a big, giant thank you to John for his kindness to me over the years. I do appreciate it. But this Reds hat went to David from East Tennessee. Love watching your videos. You inspired me to look up undervalued items and turn them into profit. You're my favorite picker to watch. I appreciate it. Well, thank you, David. I really appreciate you, and I hope you enjoy that hat. Speaking of subscribers, if you haven't already, go down there and hit that subscribe button and maybe even that alert bell so you know when we post videos. Maybe even do it on all of the channels if you haven't already. Commonwealth Picker, Commonwealth Flipper, maybe Garage Sale Nation. You got to think hard about going to Trash to Cash, though. That podcast is fun, but it's definitely not for everybody, for sure. All right, sold another magnet. I think these are going for $9. Maybe the end, no, not quite the end of the bumper stickers. Let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. They curl up, but they flatten out too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. I think that's right, like around $8 or something. So there's not much money in these, but there were so many multiples in quantity, it made it worth it for us. Sold a couple of VHS, some old anime VHS. Picked it up at the flea market, which I don't go to very often, but that day I found a bunch of VHS. And some of the best ones sold pretty quick, made our money back, and we're making profit now. But boy, these have been here a while. I have 2 of these, so this is one of them. They're sealed, and I don't even know what it is. Shaman, I don't know what it says. Can y'all see that? Tierra's Quest. And that one right, look at the watermark, y'all. That one and this one right here sold. And I don't know what that is either. Pandemonium. So total, I think they're going out to the same person, not a viewer, but going out to the same person. $18.56 plus shipping. We're into them for $2, so it should be somewhere around a $14 profit. Turner's in here, and some cats followed him in, so it's time for treats. So can't remember that viewer's name, but the viewer told, is it Dan? I can't remember what the name was. He's like, all right, give a treat to Pepper. So I guess I'll give one to both cats right here. Oh, it's No Name, y'all, and that's Pepper. No Name's the sweet one. Pepper's pretty cool. Our favorite, one of our favorites here. Boots, not so much, huh? Right? You like Boots? Yeah, Turner likes Boots. All right. No Name was the one that lived under the shed, y'all. And Pepper's the one that Lourdes' mama and Reagan saved on the side of the road. Down by the bridge. And Boots, that's right. And Dobby showed up in a bush in the front yard.
Yeah, in the bush.
With no tail. All right. What do you need, Turner?
He had a tail, but it was just...
He had a tail, but it wasn't much of a tail, was it? All right, let's feed these cats. All right, I totally take it back. It is a viewer. Hey, Kevin, I'm a longtime viewer and a reseller, struggling father of 5, working a full-time job and trying to resell full-time to make ends meet. So that's very, very kind of you. You didn't need to purchase anything. I really do appreciate that and the kind words as well. Let me see if I can get your store here. Brooks Best Buys. And there's a space between Brooks, Best, and Buys. I really messed that up. Brooks Best Buys. And it looks like your feedback is 666. So somebody go over there and buy some. Get that thing up. He did ask about doing, or he asked about Bubble Bucks. So you know what? What do you spend? $18.59. I'm going to send all of that back to you in Bubble Bucks to at least offset the cost. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that, Joel, but I bet Joel would approve because he's a super nice guy. What are you doing, Pepper? No, that's not Pepper. No Name's got a moth or something over there. And he's talking about taking a look at his store. And you know what? I don't do store reviews just because it's kind of a Pandora's box. But I know, check out Reseller Information Network. And go talk to any of them over there. But Eric, for sure, maybe he can use your store as an example and put it on a show or something. I don't want to promise for him, But maybe if he hears this, he might be able to do that for you. Sold a head cover. This one's pretty darn cheap, $11 free shipping, but all pure profit at this point. Not even in great condition. It's the King Cobra Baffler. Love that sale. All right, y'all. I forgot one thing, and Blue Ridge Mama's in here helping me, tell me what to do, bossing me around, and said I forgot to grab this one, and she's right. Two things. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Master's Guide, $59.99 plus shipping. $59.95 plus shipping. $49. 40. Really? I thought it was $59.
Well, it says
All right, $49.95 plus shipping for that one right there. All right, sold some of these, and I forgot them as well. Somebody pointed out. $17.90 plus shipping. I think these were 50 cents a piece at Walmart, right? Walmart clearance. So it's not a bad little profit. Take that for sure. All right, y'all, look, we turned the lights off back here. And we found another thing that sold that I didn't pull. Stop laughing at me.
I'm not doing anything.
Calvin Gilmore presents the Carolina Opry. And we went there. I'm not ashamed to say I went to it.
We didn't go to the Opry.
Yes, we did. The Carolina Opry at Myrtle Beach. We went with your parents.
Oh, I'm thinking of the Grand Opry.
Yeah, no.
That's the
Yes,
one thing
we
in
did.
Nashville I didn't do.
And that vintage hat sold for $9.90 plus shipping. Hey, Sophie came down in the eBay cave to join me, but I have to give an apology, a few different apologies, totally different things here. First is to Renee. So you ordered a Buzz Lightyear, and I cannot find it. So whenever I have a Buzz, I put it in one of two places. I mean, and I've probably sold 20 Buzzes from those two locations. And it's not in either location, and I just can't find it. I've scoured the place, so this has not happened. I think it's happened 3 times this year, unfortunately. But, you know, we're not all Ginger Marvin, you know. So, any rate, I'm sorry, but by the time you hear this, you've already got a message from me. We're going to refund all your money and give you a credit in the store for that amount, anything that you'd like. So, my apologies. And on top of that, what else? Oh, you know what? I have got some pretty... well, to be honest, pretty mean emails lately about not responding to people. And not just emails, they're on different platforms. So I sat down today and tried to get through all the eBay messages. I felt like that was a priority because people are asking me about certain items that I'm trying to sell, and I want to answer those questions. And I'm just not getting to them because of so many people leaving, you know, just YouTube type messages in eBay. So I'd ask you first, just if you're going to send me a message, you know, look at my store or something like that, send it somewhere else, you know, send it to Instagram or to Gmail. I don't answer Facebook at this point because there's just hundreds a day. And, you know, I spent probably 45 minutes today going through just eBay, and I'm not caught up. And I get close on Instagram every day. I spend a couple hours every day responding, so it's hard. And so if you're sending me messages, I apologize. I cannot get to them all. I tried today and I just got burned out. So I'm doing my best. Instagram is the absolute best bet for sure if you're on Instagram. I'm not promising, but I try my best over there. But, you know, if I see a message about, you know, something else on eBay, I kind of like to keep it cleaned up in there just to answer people's questions about items I'm selling. So, anyway, apologies if you have sent me a message and I have not got back to you. I am really sorry. I'll try to do better at it, but it is getting a little rough. So, and what else? I think that might be it. Oh, if I got another message that I had forgot to give what did I forget to give Sophie? A refund for extra shipping. You know, people like to combine shipping, and I do that, but sometimes it falls through the cracks. So if I said I'd give you combined shipping on something and I didn't, feel free. You can message that on eBay. And see, that was the problem that led me to this, is that somebody sent me the message on Instagram that they had sent 2 messages on eBay about it, and I never saw those. So that's the reason why I don't like people putting non-eBay messages in eBay. There you go. Off my soapbox, and my apologies to everybody out there who I've missed. So anyway, let's talk about a couple more sales real quick. I'm going to put Sophie up. This one sold for $5 plus shipping. It is Mary Kay Salon Direct Black Raspberry. I don't know. Bought a ton of this stuff in a lot. And this is also Mary Kay, so $5 plus shipping. This was $9 free shipping, which is basically the same thing, y'all. there really is zero difference. Not zero, but almost zero difference in these $9 free shipping. And we sold an Inaman, like the old days, talking about Inaman down here in the eBay cave. And this one, let me see here, went to, do I not have a name? Love the channels, have learned so much from watching you. Love seeing your family and the pets. Please sign the stickers. So we usually sign that card. So the sticker is, I guess we could, front or back. I don't know. At any rate, it is headed your way. And I don't have, it says Sassy Fly Girl? Sassy Florida Girl 76. There you go. I didn't read that right. If I missed a name, I apologize, but it is headed your way. And I'm sure it's going to do wonders for your store. Stuff's going to fly out of there for sure. A lot better than putting something on top of your death pile and just, you know, ignoring it. So, anyway, thank you very much, and I hope it gets things moving for you.